Does the sheer thought of flying make you feel worse than the actual flight itself? Anticipatory nerves, those butterflies fluttering in your stomach before takeoff, can often be worse than the flight itself. But here's the interesting part. More often than not, it's the anticipation that leading up to the flight that gets our anxiety levels skyrocketing. Imagine you've got a flight scheduled in a week. As soon as you book those tickets, your mind starts racing with thoughts. What if there's turbulence? What if the plane crashes? What if I have a panic attack and embarrass myself? The what ifs start piling up, and before you know it, you're a ball of nerves, even though the plane hasn't left the ground yet. So, why is it that our anticipatory nerves tend to be worse than the actual flight itself? Well, one reason lies in the power of our imagination. Our minds have this uncanny ability to conjure up all sorts of worst case scenarios, and they magnify every potential danger. The thing is, when we're caught up in the whirlwind of anticipation, we have little control over our thoughts. We become victims of our own creative minds while conveniently forgetting about the millions of successful flights that occur every single day. It's a classic case of fear of the unknown taking over. Yet, the moment we actually step onto that plane and buckle ourselves in, something interesting happens. Our minds begin to shift gears, shifting from anticipation to the present moment. We start to notice the hum of the engines, the friendly smiles of the flight attendants, and the comforting sound of the captain's voice over the intercom. Suddenly, we're not imagining anymore, we're experiencing. And as the plane starts its ascent, something truly magical happens. We realize that the actual flying part isn't as scary as what we had imagined. Sure, there might be some turbulence, but it's not the end of the world. In many ways, the act of flying can be surprisingly soothing. We're forced to relinquish control, and we're given the opportunity to reflect, read, watch movies, or simply relax without the usual distractions of daily life. So if you find yourself dreading a flight, remember, the anticipatory nerves might feel overwhelming, but they're often worse than the actual experience of flying. Challenge those fearful thoughts, question their validity, and remind yourself that your imagination can be an overactive storyteller. Embrace the adventure, trust in the expertise of the crew, and give yourself permission to enjoy the journey.